We'll start strong here. We'll go Briar Moss versus Ludwig, Frito. Briar Moss playing Tooth and Nail. Ludwig is playing Varolz Dreadnought. Anyway, both I feel like it's gonna be kind of on the Dreadnought. Depends how fast a Dreadnought plan can happen. Although if Briar Moss can ever resolve a Tooth and Nail, the game is assuredly over. It's a very interesting Dreadnought list. Well, not, I mean, the usual suspects of Varol's Dreadnought to kind of like combine the two. But they're also playing with Lovestruck Beast, which is kind of just a beatdown plan. Also pretty cheap for Varol's. And of course, they're playing Copters, because why not? Briar Moss actually splashing red for an Inferno Titan, which is pretty sweet. So they're maxing out Inferno Titans, but the main package is Tyrant of Discord Realm Razor, which basically nukes all your opponent's permanents. Which is pretty good for a Tooth and Nail. It's probably already game. 10 to Pest is pretty strong, unless you have like a mini Wrath effect, which I know Briar Moss doesn't. I really don't know how Briar Moss can get out of this. Unless they actually are 12 tokens are just as strong as just having a one big 12/12. Probably stronger in some situations. Oh. How can you Hour Promise when you're kind of dead? Hour Promise has to. I mean, I guess you could live. Okay. So I guess you can get double Glimmer Posts, and that does buy you another turn. But now you need another green source for the Tooth and Nail here. Okay, there's an Explorer, which is not going to do it. Oh, it can still have Hour. Okay. Oh, wow. So now double Glimmer Post gains some 10 life. They go to 18. Uh-oh. 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 And now they have double two green sources. Alright, so Tooth and Nail will kind of wipe out the opponent's board. I think they have it. The way they're tapping. Oh, God. The problem here is that the other deck doesn't have any interaction either. So they're just like two like pseudo combo decks, just like coming straight forward at each other. So yeah. So yeah, with Realm Razor, you just nuke all the lands in play. The Tyrant of Discord makes you sacrifice permanent until you at random until you sacrifice a land. So it wipes their board. I mean, they would have gained like 12 life. Maybe they could draw like a bunch of lands and their one removal spell, but probably not gonna happen. So Briar Moss actually beats the turn 2 Dreadnought. Thanks to just having broken Locust lands. I'm not sure what both sideboards are going to do. It's kind of hard to sideboard against decks like this, because the best thing is like land destruction, which Black Green kind of has, but not really. So maybe they want to bring in like freebooters to kind of see their hand. I guess you could like nuke like stuff with like disenchants. Duress is fine, I guess. Briar Moss are on the green post side. I'm sorry, red green post side. Maybe reason like Cursed Totem. Cursed Totem's kind of sick against like birds and I guess Varolz as well. Could also bring in Fraction Voter to do the same thing. Pyroclasm, I'll fun of in this list. Just gonna get a little lower. No high Platinum Angel. It's a sick combo. The rest of the top 8, Grixis control, white, blue-white skies, blue-white flyers, what have you. Another Grixis control deck. 2 Grixis control. Actually, wait. 3 Grixis control? Okay. So apparently I had the wrong sideboard today. 3 Grixis control. Do I see 4? Dimir, Midrange, and 2 Dimir midranges. Oh my goodness. Is that a mirror? I think it's a mirror. No, not really. One's with Delve and one's without. Interesting top 8. No more aggro meta, I guess. Skill Worm is in the sideboard of Briarmoth, and it might be bugged, so we'll see. I don't really do much testing anymore. Bug testing. Alright, turn 1 Elves. Helps for a turn 2 Dreadnought plan. I guess you have to bring in some Disenchants too, because you're kind of worried about just a Signal Pass, or I'm sorry, a Dreadnought. But you can't really do that turn 2. There's no, like... The turn 2 play for the green deck is typically to just turn into 12 creatures, which is very susceptible to now sideboarded Pyroclasms. Alright, they're gonna go for the Lovestruck Beast, though. Very aggressive start. And the elf is already a 1/1, so the Lovestruck Beast is free to rampage. Alright, turn 2 double Cloud Post. Great start for Briarmoth. It's like they have it all the time. They always have it. Alright, Copter. Another draw. So they're definitely just on a random beatdown plan. Outland Liberator. This is the first I've ever seen the day card. Now it's daytime. Maybe those Tooth and Nail. Just Tooth and Nail in a natural way. Here's Glimmer Post. There's a start. Alright, just an Explorer, nothing crazy. I guess I could find another Cloud Post, though, with that Explorer. Alright, Coalition Relic. Good enough. Oh, and they found a Violet Thicket, so next turn they can definitely Tooth and Nail again. I guess, though, the Outland Liberator can just nuke the Relic. 3, 6, 7, 8. So just 8 mana, 1 short for Tooth and Nail. Tooth and Nail costs 9 to Entwine. Assuming, what? Oh, there's a map, though. Map goes to find another land, so no matter what, they're going to have a lot of land. So what do you do? I mean, you can't really nuke the map. So you do kind of just have to take out the Relic. But I guess they're not even bothering. No, you should bother. I think it doesn't matter either way. So they're just going to attack with everyone. Helicopter is gonna loot. They discard another Varolz. Paramount's gonna take the opportunity to pop the map. Alright, Relic. Alright, let's see another big tooth and nail. Another tooth and nail would just wipe out the board and probably end the game. Looks like we're leading towards that. This is silly how they just had no manipulation in their deck and they just randomly draw a tooth and nail. This is like definitely PD's version of Tron, where they just don't do anything and then just have it. They always have it. They always have it. Brian Ross could take this match 2-0. That's why you run 4, exactly. 2-0 over the Varolz Dreadnought list. We'll just go to another matchup. I think this is a mirror match. I think this is just Grixis control mirror. Let's take a look at these lists real quick. I think Stefan was the first person I saw actually playing this list. But both lists a bit different in, I would say, ideas. One idea I think it's better than the other, which is Stefan's idea, which is of playing Planeswalkers. So when you Jokulhaups, you don't just nuke everything. And Stefan is up a game, so he's proving my point. The other side, Jerry Beansman, is playing some creatures, although they're a little less susceptible to dying. Master of Death is kind of comes back whenever you want. And then Tasigur is kind of just a cheap threat, but I guess it's okay too. There's one Planeswalker they're playing a single Tezzeret Schemer in this list, the top list here. But Stefan is all in on the Planeswalkers. 3 Tezzeret Schemer, 3 Tezzeret, Artifice Masteer, Jace Beleren, Nicol Bolas, Obnixilis, and Soren Markov. So big on the Planeswalkers, which is what I love. Here comes the Grixis. God himself, Nicol Bolas, God Pharaoh. Gonna eat a counterspell, it seems. An extra replicate just for the fans. Alright. Here comes the Planeswalker spam. This gets lapsed. And it comes back another turn. A lot of Planeswalkers are always seem to be dealt with already. Nicol Bolas, Soren Markov, Obnixilis, Jace, all down already. So it's up to the Tezzeret to hold the weight. Alright, Tezzeret again. This one resolves. They're going to draw 2 thanks to the multiple artifact lands. Which is the perfect thing to have happen. Although Bloodchief Sorcerer are pretty decent at killing Planeswalkers for 4 mana. Alright, Duress. Just make sure the coast is clear. They show an island, so if they have... Oh, that was a whiff. They don't have anything. Wonder if that was just kind of like bad to Duress right there. I guess they're hoping to snag another Planeswalker. But they drew one off the other Tezzeret. It's Tezzeret's other Tezzeret brother. Tezzeret the Schemer. This one just basically makes mana. They're running away with this. This is why you run all these Planeswalkers. I definitely like this build more than this build. Planeswalkers are pretty good. They have Future Sight. Oh my god, just pouring it on. That's the control killer. Especially in the Grixis mirror, where... I mean, Planeswalkers are hard enough to deal with, but enchantments? No, sir. No shot. I love Future Sight, too. It's just like a Planeswalker on its own, and that's it. The future was seen. Stefan goes on to the semifinals. Alright. Two more matches going on. We'll go to another random matchup, which is the Dimir mid-range mirror. But two different, like, approaches, I would say. It's kind of hard to call one of these mid-range, because they start with Delver, but then they have, like, 5 drops in their deck. But I guess it's kind of classified as mid-range. The other, and that's from Cyrail here. Cryale, or I don't know. So the other one, Garcia EDU, is playing, I would say, air quotes, traditional mid-range. They both somehow got on the Gravebreaker Lamia train, which is interesting. I guess the synergy with like Master of Death is pretty fun. But both players kind of similar in card selection style. So brainstorms, loose focuses, some removal here and there. Everyone's on the Erebos intervention train, which is actually really nice against certain decks. So this is basically just kind of a I guess one big difference is that I think this is more traditional mid range with a couple more lands. This deck over here only plays 21, kind of leaning hot heavy on brainstorm and ponder to find those lands. The winner of this match is going to play Briar Moss in the post, the Tooth and Nail. The other matchup is going to be Stefan versus uh, Sammy versus Tsunami Shadow. I think, what was that again? Skies versus Control. Just like pure Control. Not so much Jokul. I think they are Jokul. No, they're burning a Zingy. Alright, here's the Lockmere Serpent. That's gonna... They can gain a little bit of life. They're at 1 life, though. The Master of Death is not free. Alright, one more duress to look at the hand. It's another Gravebreaker Lamia. Alright. They definitely have to, like, put the Lamia in play. Well, maybe not. Okay, so here's the problem. If this Delver transforms, um, no amount of, like, life gain is gonna help. So they're gonna go for the Gravebreaker, or Gravebreaker, which is a lifelink card. They can put a card in their graveyard that's not useful, I think. And that's kind of interesting to do. Like, maybe you can put, like, a land in the graveyard that you don't want to draw. They put the rest in the graveyard, which is super interesting. There's no, like... I would have... Oh, you can't really attack. What am I saying? I would have not attacked. So if this Delver flips, and they don't have a removal spell here, the game is over. Oh, wow! So now they get to attack with the Gravebreaker and gain some life. They would, and you can start gaining some life to Lockmere Serpent as well. Sack a swamp, draw a card for 1 black. They definitely sacked the land here. So now the Bravebreaker just has to get in. Although this now means you're not dead to like a Delver transformation. And you can start pressuring your opponent. Because you have an extra swamp, so you can go to 7. Alright, they're gonna block. They're gonna double block. Oh my god. That's a wild double block. Yeah, you just take it. Your life is very high. That'd have been the wolves. Oh my god, they're gonna double block. That's insane. Because then they just died to the serpent. Their best bet is just to take it. And then, like, try to flip the Delver and kill the Lockmere Serpent. And then they're just gonna be, like, really low. They could race the Lamia just on its own, just from a pure math standpoint. They would just have to find another threat, though. They're gonna go for the double block. This is an interesting decision, I would say. But, I mean, it does wildly depend on the Delver flipping, so maybe that's, like, worth it. But, I mean, just having, like, an open Lockmere Serpent is really terrible. It just doesn't feel great, is what I mean to say. They can get back the Master. So the Master does come back, which I guess is a perpetual blocker for the Serpent. But, I mean, you can start sacking some islands and moving forward. Big memory lapse here. I think it's Teta talented, though. And that gets lapsed, too. Wow, some lapses are coming in big in this late game. Alright, they get the Master, their own Master back. They definitely have enough life to play with. And yeah, this is... it's Surveil. Alright, they put another Master in the graveyard. Alright, they found their own Master, but this is just 2 attacks here with the Lockmere Serpent. They need to find a removal spell pretty soon. They found Sudden Edict! Wow. Big comeback here. That double block was suspect. I would say suspect at best. I don't think they needed to really kill the Gravebreaker. It was going to pull them slowly ahead, but maybe they could have tried to draw into another removal spell. Who knows? Yeah, so fun stuff. That ends the quarterfinals here, so we're going to go straight into the semis. We'll probably continue watching the... we'll probably watch... Since the winner of that was playing Briar, we'll just keep watching Briar Moss. So it's going to be Briar Moss versus Garcia EDU. Briar Moss once again on... what he's calling Titan Tooth. Tooth and Nail with red for 4 Inferno Titans. And Garcia EDU is playing Dimir Midrange, Master of Death, Tassiger. It's a couple of Gravebreaker Lamias. Apparently the breakout card of this tournament. If it wasn't the artifact lands, it's probably Gravebreaker Lamia. 2 copies of it in the top 8. This is an interesting list, but I guess the big strength for the Dimir side is that they have Lose Focus and Memory Lapse, right? Pretty reasonable counter spells against the ramping of Briar Moss, which is one of the best ways for decks like this to slow them down until they can get their set of stuff online. Although Briar Moss does pack a bunch of Inferno Titans, so if the Tooth Nail play doesn't go out super well, then they can just jam an Inferno Titan. The other side of the matchup is Grixis Jokulhaups Planeswalker control against Blue-White Skies, a deck I actually haven't watched today. But that's basically a deck with Empyrean Eagle, Squadron Hawks, a couple of cheap flyers, and then Favorable Winds, which is a nice anthem. Brian, what's going to be in the play? Start strong with the Cloud Post. Definitely the best start you could ever have with these Cloud Post decks is natural Cloud Post. Now, if you had Glimmer Post, it's even better. Alright, Sylvan Scrying goes to find another Cloud Post. Already starting the ramp. 5 mana on turn 3, sort of. We're Tron now. Alright, simple land go. But land go doesn't stop just natural card progression. It's probably going to be a Coalition Relic, maybe? I would counter this. If you had a counter spell, why not? You need to just slow them down as much as you can. That's what the 2-mana counter spells are for. It's probably going to get loose focused, feels like. No, or not. There was a pause. I thought they were just pausing for dramatic effect, but... Coalition Relic. Gonna get a Coalition counter, or whatever it's called. Charge counter? Charge counter? Okay. They slam the Master of Death. Which means if they find a Tooth and Nail here, the game, with a certain land drop, the game would be over. Like a Glimmer Post here, or even Cloud Post, I guess, would win the game. They would have exactly 9 mana with a Coalition Relic. But it had to be a Locust land. So the Cloud Post here can make 3 each. Interesting, they put green. If they had chosen red, they could have double redded for an Inferno Titan. I think you're supposed to choose red there, because this color doesn't matter as much, because you have green already with the Coalition Relic. They might be kicking himself in the foot there. Oh, there's the Glimmer Post. So now if they have Tooth and Nail, this game is going to get out of control. The thing is, though, is that, and this is interesting, I think, in this matchup, assuming that they make some land drops, the kind of, like, wipe here isn't, like, super detrimental, because they can just kind of kill some things cheaply, and maybe get their lands back. I mean, if you had, like, 2 lands, but maybe 2 lands is just too much. The Realmers are being a 4-2 is kind of, like, suspect to removal, but not in, like, blue-black. Do they have Tooth and Nail the natural way after the Glimmer Post, or after the Hour Promise? If they just Tooth and Nail naturally, this is going to be so funny. Because you could definitely just put in 2 creatures from your hand. There are a couple of Titans in the hand. Alright, they're going to Primal Command, put a land on top, search your library for a creature. They got Timeless Witness. And finally a map. So Timeless Witness can get back another Primal Command and just keep doing that. Timeless Witness actually hasn't seen a ton of play, but it's actually really good. Especially in board stalls like this. I'm actually surprised they're not playing more than one. There's only one Timeless Witness in this list. But Timeless Witnessing, chaining like a bunch of Hour or Primal Command seems really fun. Okay, so now the window of the kind of Tooth and Nail is kind of closed for a second because of the blue mana that's up. But all 4 Cloud Posts are in play for Briar Moss, so there's a ton of mana. All the mana in the world to do so many things. How do you go from here? I guess I can start with the Timeless Witness. I think jamming Tooth and Nail is pretty great. I think they're going to get Firelit Thicket with this Expedition map. Alright, they're going to start with Witness, which does resolve. They got Primal Command again. No more colored mana, though. Oh, but they have Arc of Vraska. They need to have a couple of Prophetic Prisms, or maybe another Coalition Relic. They're going to map. Which they've already made their land drop in the Arc. So they find another Glimmer Post. That's interesting that they go for Glimmer Post. I think they might already have maybe the Thicket in their hand. You would think they have enough mana, and they just need like something to fix their mana with. You would think they have enough mana, but they went ahead and got Glimmer Post. This looks like another Hour Promise, which this time they can go get a Thicket at least. Okay, never mind. Everything I want them to do, they don't do it, and I don't understand why. I think the last Glimmer Post in their hand. Okay, they have a Thicket. That's why. It's because they have a Thicket. All right, I think they're going for the Tooth and Nail, and I think what they've been trying to do this whole time is ramp up to try to pay for a bunch of loose focus copies, but Garcia does play. Never mind. I'm going to stop talking. They resolve an Endbringer. No counter spells for the Dimir deck, but Bloodchief's first kicked takes out the Endbringer. You can't really attack into the Timeless Witness. You don't want it to eternalize or get another card. All right, tapped out. No, nothing to be scared about. You can definitely resolve a Tooth and Nail or a big creature. You can play at least one Titan here. I just want to see it, Inferno Titan. All right, Prophetic Prism. Now you can cast 2 Titans if you wanted. There's a map. I think we're good on lands, but why not? Let's just try to map. Found it. So, plenty of red mana available. But I think they already made their land drop. I don't remember. We're gonna draw a card. Are they just out of gas? They have so much lands, but nothing here. All right, they definitely filled. Oh, okay. They think they're going for the Tooth and Nail. Finally, it's funny. They actually have more to lose on this Tooth and Nail than their opponent. But I guess their opponent gets to lose the game. This is really funny. How like they just lose so many permanents. And you know what's really funny too is they're going to get Inferno Titan and Realm Razor. This is second worst art, Inferno Titan. I don't like the border, but I don't like the art either. But this is second worst. Third worst is like the other random promo. Best is obviously the original. Obviously. And they have another Inferno Titan. I don't mind, I guess the plan of getting a bunch of Inferno Titans, probably because like the Tyrant of Discord could be easily killed by a black spell. So at least with the Inferno Titan, you get some value out of it. And the Master of Death comebacks anyway, so just like discording one Master of Death doesn't seem super great. So at the very least, the Titans can kind of just end the game pretty quick. Alright. If that wasn't enough, though, I don't know what it was. Browns take the first game. I think they got a bit lucky, I would say. I mean, they ran pretty hard. They primal commanded their opponent a couple times. Sideboard-wise, I'm not sure if Primus will sideboard at all. If anything, they might play Urza's Factory. It's kind of a grindy element at the end. Ultral Primus also seems pretty nice. Mistcutter Hydra is not probably pretty good, so it's probably coming in over maybe like the Endbringer or something like that. Distended Mindbender is also pretty great. So they go for more mid-ranging plan. Dimir. Duress is a big player here. You have a lot of bad removal spells. Like some of the Wrath and some of the Edicts are not really good, so Duresses are coming in. Test of Talents as well and Negate all seem pretty great against ramp effects. So yeah, gonna be a slower game, although Primus definitely pushed through super hard. Alright, turn 1 Duress. Get a sneak peek at the hand. Take out some of these early ramps. They get rid of Sylvan Scrying, leaving Briar Moss with double Forest. Ooh, wow. What a good Duress. They have double Forest, Inferno Titan, Coalition Relic, Primal Command, and Tyrant of Discord. So great Duress there already. Sideboard already coming into play. This could be not great. Alright, they found an Explorer and another land. So perfect draw here. Alright, they type out for the Master of Death, which is interesting, because now they get to, I guess, like, ramp again with the Coalition Relic. But they get to Surveil, they put another Master into the graveyard. Yeah, but if they had a counterspell, I'd definitely like just countering the Coalition Relic. Because now they're up to 5 mana, and they can start Primal Commanding for stuff. Primal Command for, like, Eternal Witness is really good in this scenario. If they're tapping out again. Oh my gosh, they're gonna go for Tasigur. Wow, so if Briar Moss draws a land, they can play they've been playing the Titan. You have to name red. You definitely just name red here. Okay. Because you want, if you want, okay, they made a land drop, so I think they're gonna slam the Titan. Turn 4 Titan. This is just like standard. Just like old school standard. Alright, Titan takes out the Master, goes to the Dome. Oh, well, where's the Keswick Wolf runs? Can I get a Keswick Wolf run one time? Wouldn't that be a great fun of? It's you're splashing red anyway, right? But sudden Edict is going to take out the Inferno Titan. So they kept in the Edict. That's very interesting. I didn't think that'd be good at all. But it was good enough there. I guess you need a little bit of removal. But they have like Infernal Grasp, so I'm actually curious to see why they didn't keep those in. Alright. This time around, they're kind of light on mana, so they're going to go for the Explorer. Find another Cloud Post. Now they're not so light anymore. Another Relic. They're pretty close to just hard casting the Tyrant of Discord. They actually are right there. Oh man, they can just hard cast this guy. But at this point, Briar Moss is at 6, so I think they might have to gain life with the Primal Command. Or find a couple of Glimmer Posts. So I think just have to like Primal Command here. But you could name red with this. You could draw another Titan. So I still think naming red is fine. And you can definitely like Titan and Primal Command. If you wanted to. You could start with Primal Command and then cast a Titan. Gain 7 to search your library. But of course, there's 3 cards in the Dimir deck. His hands. So they have to get through a counterspell or two, which you really can't play around at this point. Alright, they found a land. I think you just have to like jam the command. Because you're gonna die anyway. And I think you could like jam command, and even if it doesn't work, you can still cast a Tyrant in Discord and go for the dice roll. How much mana do you have? 4. No, you can only do one or the other. I guess. No, they can do both. No, they can do both. What am I saying? Alright, here comes the Tyrant. Looking to hit this Tasigur. It is random, so if they hit the creature, they get another sack. Definitely the best bet is to hit 2 creatures and then a land, which would be pretty awesome. They're reading. They're definitely reading, I guess. Tyrant Discord has great art. It's just a big fiery guy just burning a village. That's great art. Alright, Tyrant resolves. Spin the wheel, here we go. Took out the Tassiger and the Temple Deceit. Good enough. Good enough. And now you can Primal Command. Gain 7. Look for a creature. You could get I guess you can get Titan here. You definitely have to gain life. They're not gaining life. Oh, they're madmen. Brimos is crazy. Alright, so put a land on top. They're gonna lose focus. Oh wow, they're more worried about the Prowl Command. That's interesting. That's fair, I guess. Because if they had removed some of the Tyrant and they didn't take out the Tasker, they'd be dead. One card left for Brimos. It's unknown. We don't really know. So they're gonna attack. You have to block this. Blocking is fine. They have Airboat's Intervention. This is a trade now. I was gonna say it's fine to get in the graveyard so you can surveil, but now they were looking for the trade. Wow. Alright, they can slam a tooth and nail though, but they're out of the Discord. So I guess I could just get Realm Razor Inferno Titan and then try to win from there. Oh wow. This might be game. Alright, they're going for Realm Razor Titan. This is a 2-turn clock, so they could jam like 2 lands and a removal spell on the Realm Rate, maybe the Inferno Titan, and buy some time. No, they're just gonna concede. Brimos make it to the finals. 2-0. Kind of swept everyone in this top 8 so far. Gonna play the winner of the other match, which is actually already done. Good, pretty gumdrops. Or maybe not. No, they're playing somewhere. Are they not? Oh, they're playing right here. Never mind, they're not done. I'm blind. That was I guess the Dimir deck just didn't have any counter spells, so it just kept tapping out. So that's maybe a bit unfortunate. They didn't really ponder too much. You really want like those matches to ponder, brainstorm, kind of shape your game plan for these kinds of decks. It's very interesting how similar those the card choices are. Hmm. All right, still waiting on this. It's still sideboarding, so we're gonna see what's up. But Brian Moss definitely looking to dodge the other Grixis Jokulhaups deck, but you can't really stop it when all your lands get blown up. So really close one for sure. All right. This game already in progress. Just familiar Ornithopter. So start the Blue-White Skies against Grixis control deck. Grixis deck is actually up a game here, so this is game 2. Fantasy football update. I'm losing both of my matchups. Pretty badly. In fact. Not a good season for me. Alright, Smuggler's Copter on turn 2 here. Fun fact, Ornithopter does not crew the Smuggler's Copter at all. Alright, Wildfire on the Artifact land, which has been the big trend since last season. Kind of a great way to ramp and then draw a card. Definite card advantage engine. Alright, favorable wins. This is gonna, now the Ornithopter is ready to crew. Smuggler's Copter and Judge's Familiar get in for 6. I haven't really talked much about this blue-white deck, but definitely a lot of cards that fly. Squadron Hawk, Skycat Sovereign, which pumps out some flyers as well. They've got a couple weird, interesting cards in this list, though. Sephara Sky's Blade is a 7-drop, but you can cast it by playing 4 with 4 flyers. They have a Magus of the Moat, and like an Angel Jubilation and a Sour of Temptation. Pretty like interesting list. It's like it borders on like aggro and mid-range. But the Moment of Craving takes out the Judge's Familiar. Empyrean Eagle, another flyer / anthem. You love to see it. Cruise the Copter. Copter is so good. This is a big attack. Next turn, this is actually lethal next turn, so they're going to need a Wrath effect here for the Grixis deck. And they don't really have much. They don't really have any languishes or anything like that, so... And they're kind of one short from casting a Jokulhaups. So they're going to need some like spot removal for some of these Copters or Eagles or whatever. Wow, they brought in Deafening Silence. That's an interesting sideboarding choice. Normally like a combo card, but I guess it's fine against other counter spells if you're trying to like counterspell down your opponent. So I guess it's not bad. Like they play a spell, you counter it, they can't counter back. So I guess that's the idea behind it. Alright, game 3. Winner goes on to play Briar Moss with the Inferno Titan post deck. Grixis is going to be on the play. So the Moment of Cravings they had were definitely sideboarded cards. They don't have like much other in like removal, like a Sudden Edict as well. Maybe Memory Lapse might have came in. I don't know. But the Skies deck is very interesting. It does play a bit of counter magic. A couple disallow, some loose focuses. And they definitely boarded in that Deafening Silence. Oh, you mean Deafening Silence? Yeah, Deafening Silence Forbid is nice, if they played Forbid. It's a pseudo-lock, I suppose. Alright, turn 2, Cleansing Wildfire. Ramp plus draw for the Grixis deck. Interestingly, they didn't actually counter it with the Judge's Familiar. That would have been a pretty that would have been a reasonable counter thing to counter. But they want to get beat. They want to go for beatdowns. I guess you need a creature to crew this Copter, so you want to keep some creatures around. Fun fact: this Skies deck plays 3 Copters. I don't know. You take that as you will. I'm not sure about like the split of copters. Like for me, I think if you run with copter, it's like 4 or 0. I don't know. It's interesting to hedge with copter. All right, another cleansing wildfire. This one resolves. Probably finds a swamp with this. Snow covered lands just kind of here because they look cool. They don't really do much else. There's no snow sort of synergies. Alright. The little familiar that could keeps getting in here. And they found Cerulean Drake, which actually doesn't really do much in this matchup. But there's no wildfire or burning of Zingy. Jokulhaups doesn't really care about this. Alright, Infernal Grasp end to turn. Take out the familiar. You can't even like counter Thunder Edict with this, which is really sad. Alright, they find a Tezzeret the Schemer, which can take out the Cerulean Drake if they want to. And you might as well, because you don't want to crew anything. So the Schemer takes it out. Rare opportunity to see the -2, but it is pretty effective when you have artifact lands. Alright, found the Moorland Haunt, which is actually a pretty great card. They have Scout's Warning? What? I've never seen anyone play Scout's Warning. This is a fun card. Basically gives your creatures flash. Or the next creature card is flash, and cantrips. What an interesting deck. No, like, ponders in a blue deck or anything. It's mostly base white, so... Because you can't really, like, ponder away. Every time I see, like, blue lands, I was like, they should play ponder or brainstorm or both. If I have a deck with islands, that's where I start. Brainstorm, ponder, island. Alright, Tezzeret gonna roll up. Start the ramp a little bit with the Ethereum cells. Why couldn't it say treasure? If this thing said treasure, there'd be some broken decks this season. Why couldn't it say treasure? Why did it be Ethereum cells? Can I get an errata, please? So to say. Alright, they're gonna Moorland Haunt the Cerulean Drake. Start maybe pressuring the Tezzeret. They need some of these anthems to kind of boost these tokens, so... Alright, there is one. Empyrean Eagle. It's gonna get lapsed. Those are sideboarded lapses, by the way. It's interesting. No counterspell back. If they had to lose focus, they would lose that battle. Grixis is 2 lands untapped. But yeah, you have to attack the Tezzeret here. Alright, and the post-combat Skycat Sovereign is pumped by the fellow flyers around them, but it also makes creatures, so it's pretty good. But that just gets eaten by the Tezzeret. So I guess they might have sacrificed the Skycat just to kind of kill the Tezzeret with a single lone token. Interesting play. Except now they're getting a Jokulhaups, it looks like. No, they're going to intervention the thing for 6. Plans foiled. But they're going to draw in this Eagle. And they do have a Moreland Hunt still working, so you can definitely just resolve the Eagle. The Tezzeret can only up one, so the Eagle still does take out the Tezzeret. One card remaining for each player here. Jokulhaups would be pretty big if they had it. Alright, Tezzeret goes up, makes another Ethereum cell. Another Tezzeret's Artifice Master. Now it starts protecting the other people with the adopter tokens. They're gonna draw though. Draw 2 cards. Five mana available for the Grixis deck. Alright, they have Infernal Grasp on the Eagle. Slowly but surely, the Skies deck is not looking too hot. Looks like they're going to go for the lose focus. They could pay all of this, so, I mean, they definitely have the cells here to make mana. So they can just pay. I think they're realizing that the loose focuses are just getting really bad, so might as well take out some cells before they die. I don't know, maybe I don't agree with that as much. If they planned another spell to play, maybe they could just counter the last spell. But this is a great position here for the Grixis deck. It looks like you might see a Grixis versus Post deck in the finals, but don't count on either player yet, I guess. But 2 Planeswalkers on one side and nothing else on the other. It's not a position you want to be in. Ornithopter to the play. The load... This is when Ornithopter looks so bad, honestly. Like, you want a bunch of flyers for, like, Safari, I guess, but Ornithopter as a top deck is one of the worst things ever. Alright, Cleansing Wildfire continues the ramp for Stefan. They don't really need to do anything else. They don't really need to Jokulhaups. They can just kind of, like, press their advantage. Just roll up the Schemer. What does the Artifice Master do? They draw. They're still drawing. There are no threats to lose their Planeswalkers, even with like a top deck Anthem. Like you can end a turn Moreland Haunt and then top deck Anthem. It still wouldn't kill any of these guys at this point. I guess you can kill the Schemer. Alright, they're gonna play. Never mind, they play Inferno Titan. Worst art Inferno Titan by far. This thing is so terrible. Alright. You can't let this Inferno Titan downtown Inferno Titan. It's just gonna be game over. This guy is so good. I still remember standard after standard set, seeing these Titans over and over. Alright, they're gonna make the bird token. Or spirit token from the Moreland Haunt. But it's not gonna... I mean, is it enough here? They drew another Moreland Haunt, which is not good. It's not really that good. Doesn't even bother attacking. Oh, here comes Inferno Titan nonsense. Alright, Tezzeret draws again. Schemer schemes another cell. And this is, I mean, every cell is another point of damage for the Inferno Titan. Here, Inferno Titan gets 6/6 with Arc Lightning on a stick. I guess you could block here with a Moreland Haunt token if you want to try to stay alive. But man, what kind of plan is this? This is a very fleeting plan. Alright. Oh, they have a removal spell. Isn't it Charm? Alright, so you can make another Moreland Haunt token. Let's see if they have another removal spell to block. To negate the block, rather. Justice Familiar gets removed. Block happens. They've avoided certain death for now. I mean, they're dead in like 2 turns regardless. Sphinx of the Final Word comes in. I guess they saw the deafening silence and they're like, okay, I gotta bring this guy in just for good measure. Looks like we're gonna see Grixis against red-green posts in the finals here. They drew favorable wins, which doesn't really do much here. Now you have 2/2 spirits with the Moorland Haunt. Alright. Attack all. 3 to the dome, thanks to the attack trigger of the Titan. Do they block? They're pumping. They're not even bothering blocking. That's already game. Grixis onto the finals. Gonna play Briar Moss. It just had a land. So the final tier, Grixis against red-green Gruul post. Briar Moss said he wanted to avoid this matchup, but you can't avoid avoid Destiny sometimes. I mean, you really can't like counter anything from the post side, so any Jokulhaups you see is just scary. Last match is paired. So let's see where we're going. Yeah, good try in the finals, but or semifinals. Chance drew poorly, I would say. But yeah, I think like play draw is gonna make a difference here in this game one. Briar Moss definitely wants to be in the play to try to like ramp as fast as humanly possible to try to steal game one before they get Jokulhaups. In sideboard games, I'm not sure how this goes, but we have to get there first. Briar Moss is gonna be on the play. They did win that die roll. Starts with a Glimmer Post, not the greatest start, but we take what we can get. Silver Bluff Bridge. The artifact land already for Stefan. Ooh, no turn 2 ramp. Oh no. Can't play a normal game really, because both decks do ramp pretty quickly. Alright, Ponder. So no turn 2 ramp either for either player. Yeah, Grixis Jokulhaups against red-green Tooth and Nail. Here for the finals of this Penny Triple Mondays. No third land! Oh no! That's not good. Can't miss these land drops. Only the post decks only plays about 20, 21 lands. So but they found a Cloud Post, which is kind of like making 2 land drops, in a sense. Every land from the Grixis side has been artifact lands. So they're not going to lose to any... They're going to lose to any... Oh my god, they've ripped double Cloud Post already. Who needs a mulligan to close when he just draw them naturally? Alright, Coalition Relic resolves. There's not a ton of counter magic actually in the Grixis deck. They only play for Is a Charm in the main deck, as far as counter spells are concerned. But Brahmas, I don't know if he's aware of that. Clearly it couldn't be. So 5 mana, Lana, 1 more land to go. They're gonna resolve Ob Nixilis Reignited to try to draw a card. So here we go. Let's see, 6, 7, definitely enough mana for Tooth and Nail if they have it right here. Nine mana, magic number. Here comes Tooth and Nail. Probably getting the Tried and True combo here. Realm Razor, Tyrant of the Discord. Definitely can't let him have any lands, so. Realm Razor eats all the lands and the Discord trigger resolves. Then all the rest of the permanents from Stefan will get eaten. Casual turn 6. Tooth and Nail entwined. Well, the game continues, so we're going to keep playing. Usually just problems that instant concede, but I guess they have a turn to play something. This would be better if I was like in mono blue and I could just unsummon one of these things, but Grixis 12 tapland deck doesn't have much here. Alright, now they figured it out that apparently 11 power is really hard to beat. Game 1 goes to Briarmoss. Despite the little hiccups, they just kind of like played double Cloud Post and all of a sudden won the game. So sideboard wise, I don't know. Like the problem still persists is that Jokulhaups is still a pretty messed up card. So how do you stop that as Briarmoss? I don't think you really can. If anything, you just try to win faster. If there's any way to try to win faster. You can bring in some like mid-rangey stuff to try to buy some time. Like Descendant Mindbender is not bad if you can get it out early. But on the Grixis side, they could actually bring in some counter magic. Memory Lapse is kind of fun. They could bring in another sort of Jokulhaups. They only play 3 Jokulhaups in the main, but they can bring in an Obliterate, which is just another Jokulhaups for 2 more mana. Not much else. I don't know. The Grixis deck doesn't play any sort of artifact hate, which is interesting. So they can't really kill these like relics or prophetic prisms or whatever. But I guess you don't need artifact hate when you have a card that wraths everything. All right, again, turn 1 Glimmer Post for the post deck. Turn 2 Ponder here for Grixis. Try to set up the hand for this finals of Penny Dreadful Monday. Find another artifact land. Alright, Briarmoss plays a map. And the forest. No Ancient Stirrings in this list. I think they've kind of gone away from that in terms of just like raw, like, just like ramp land stuff. Duress, good duress here. We'll see what's going on Briar Moss's side. They're going to take Primal Command and show, oh wow, double Coalition Warlock, double Titan, and they brought in the Mindbenders. Another tap land here and a Ponder. Mismatching Ponders, I don't want to talk about it. But then the mapping can definitely ensure the third land drop here, which is probably going to be a Cloud Post. Alright, 4 mana in play. Maybe I see a Planeswalker here. Alright, they get a Wildfire. They get their own ramp on. But it's Cleansing Wildfire just a bit better. Ramp plus draw. If Rampant Growth wasn't good enough, they decided to make it so you can draw a card. Alright. You can at least play one of these relics. But I'm not sure if it's going to be fast enough. They're going to be 6 mana soon. And now you just have to fade. You just have to fade a Jokulhaups, but they're not in any danger of really going off. I guess next turn they could play a Titan. So maybe you want to stop that if you could. Alright, they're going to Wildfire again, which means they don't have a Jokulhaups here. So Briar Moss is going to try the opportunity to resolve a Titan. Don't forget to charge. Sometimes people get a little bit too tricky and not just immediately charge it. So you have to add red here. You need double red for the Infernal Titan. Found another Cloud Post. 1 mana short for a Mindbender. But they can try to resolve a Titan. Or they can get a little tricky and maybe just cast a Relic and something else in their hand. They're going to cast Realm Razor? That's the Naya mana. This might be a Realm Razor. It is. Oh, wow. This is quite the gambit. I mean, maybe they're just trying to test the waters here for a counterspell. You definitely don't want to see a Realm Razor. So they have Izzet Charm here. They're floating 2 mana, and then they get the Izzet Charm it. So this thing does die. Okay, they dome the Realm Razor. Everyone had their fun. Varolz gains a little bit of life from that. But that means that's it for Briar Moss. Turn over. So now Grixis here. Stefan can maybe get this Jokulhaups out. They would only lose about 3 lands, or only keep 3 lands, not too bad. But they're gonna get Omnissilis out. Draw a card. Disappointing, no Jokulhaupses yet. I guess I couldn't really call this a Jokulhaups deck. I guess Grixis Super Friends is a bit more on the nose. Did they find the tooth and nail? Nope, it's the Mindbender. So now we're gonna peek at, I think we're gonna peek at Stefan's hand. I'm still packing 2 for Titans, but they can't really cast that one the last time. Alright. Do they not have any choices? No, they discarded Memory Elapse and Jokulhaups. Wow! So they had I think we said with the drawing the Jokulhaups off the Omnissilis. Why didn't it show the rest of the hand, though? It says reveal. Oh, wow. It's bugged? Oh, okay. It's bugged in the sense that it doesn't show on the reveal thing. That's not really... That's a graphical bug. It's one of the more inoffensive bugs. But anyways, they got Memory Lapse and Jokulhaups, so pretty timely hops there. Ooh, but this is a big nickel bolus. Just Haymaker for Haymaker. They're gonna deal 7 to the Briarmoss and the Mindbender. Or just 7 to something, right? Oh, or. Okay, so just domes for 7. Alright, Relic. Probably adding red here to attempt to knock out the nickel bolus. Or I guess if they have Tooth Nail, they can go for the Tooth Nail. Although they don't have Realm Razor anymore. Alright, they're gonna go for Explore, keeping the red up. And yeah, you gotta have to kill this nickel bolus. Alright, they're going for a Relic, which is the best way to do it. You have a bunch of mana. They can pay the mana here. And cast the Infernal Titan. We're gonna deal 3 to the God Pharaoh here. No way they don't kill this nickel bolus. Alright, but the Obnixilis kills the Infernal Titan. And another Duress takes out a Primal Command here. Leaves Infernal Titan, Endbringer, and Prophetic Prism. Wow! Briarmoss's hand's pretty good. Is a Charm gonna mill? For draw 2, discard 2. Discards 2 lands. That's really trying to dig for this Jokulhaups. So if you're Briarmoss here, if you're the post player, I guess you just have to go for it, you know? The Obnixilis to take out one more. Actually, not really, because Infernal Titan can come down and shoot the Obnixilis here. Prism's going to be a redraw. But I think you definitely just shoot the Obnixilis, and then it can't really kill anything. Alright, they have another Prism. This is interesting. If they don't have another... Okay, they have... Okay, it's 3, never mind. They have 1 floating. So, here comes Titan, which is going to knock the Obnixilis down to 1 counter. But Sudden Edict is going to take out the Titan, but, you know, damage is done here. Alright. Arc of Araska. They're actually 1 permanent away from having a City's Blessing. But the Endbringer in their hand can definitely bring them that. This has been a really back and forth game. With just basically the Cloud Post player dodging all the Jokulhaupses and obliterates. Just getting really lucky, I would imagine. But I mean, if you're the post player, you still have to keep committing to the board, which is kind of sad. Here comes another Inferno Titan, which will take out the Obnixilis if it resolves. I love the Inferno Titan spam. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is great. Ramp enthusiasts out there are losing it. Alright, they have an Infernal Grasp. Interestingly, they're playing Infernal Grasp over something like Terminate, which is also legal in these colors. I think Terminate would be just way better of a card. But I guess single black is just a little more flexible than black red. Is it? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, the wildfire seems fine. All right. I think Brahma's been sandbagging the Endbringer for this whole time. Endbringer, if left to its own devices, does do a whole lot. All right, they found a map. Map can go get some interesting lands. I don't know if they brought in the Urza's Factory, but they're gonna play a Cloud Post, which is a ton of mana. Wonder if you have to like stop playing lands at some point, because any top deck Jokulhaups is pretty terrible for you if you're the post player. I wonder if you just can't stop at this point. I'm gonna look at a card real quick and let me see if this is legal. Okay. Maybe not in this deck, but what if there is one card that actually counters Jokulhaups that you could play? It's Terra Eternal. Where are the Terra Eternals? Just splash white. I mean, you have so much fixing. 4 relics, 4 prisms. Why not play Terra Eternal? Huh? Huh? Come on. Terra Eternal is sick tech. That's like I twisted. I mean, I broke it, right? So tell me I broke it. Just let me know if I broke it. All right, another Mindbender here. Trying to see what the last card in Stefan's hand is. It was Radiant Flames. Weird card to have in this scenario. But I guess it does. I don't know why they have Radiant Flames here. It doesn't really do anything. Maybe a misstep. Or they just didn't have any more cards to board out. Alright. Oh my god, they couldn't find the card. That's a weird... I mean, they're at... I don't know, I would have just kept going, but... Barmos takes it. They didn't drop a game. 2-0 with the red-green Cloud Post deck. Oh, man. Grixis, I guess they definitely had like a lot of lands. Um, they definitely played a lot. I don't know, they had like a ton of lands there. But everything just kind of lined up pretty well, I would say, for the... I'm just kind of changing my deck around here. I think everything lined up pretty well for the post deck. Even with some little missteps here and there, they drew everything correctly in the right order, I think. Also, just had like some really clutch moments where they got a bunch of Inferno Titans to take out some of the Planeswalkers, so... But definitely good innovations there, like jamming a bunch of Inferno Titans in that deck. Well, that's all from me for today. Thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate everything. Like, follow, subscribe, do all that business.